It's okay to call things a BTEC. Loads of people I know will refuse to say BTEC and be like, oh no, I'm doing an extended diploma. It's okay to call it a BTEC. So hello, my name is Saskia, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get triple distinction starred in health and social care. I did health and social care from 2018 to 2020 and I came out with triple distinction starred. Yes, I was class of COVID and all of that, but I already had my grade. Like, we didn't get predicted grades on anything. Actually, we got predicted grades on one module, but we'd pretty much finished it. And I'd never got anything other than distinction in my coursework, so like, there was no valid reason for them to be like, yeah, let's not give her a distinction because, you know. So I did the coursework, but we handed it in and then never got given a grade because we got kicked out of school. So I don't actually know if that was a predicted grade or if that was just we actually marked it. Probably didn't mark it because I can't lie. Yeah. First, I'm going to talk to you about my experience of it. I'm going to talk to you about the modules that I did and kind of what I did, because I know there are some people that do health and social care that never did exams. It's definitely, I'm going to tell you right now, I did exams and it's significantly easier to not do exams. I got distinction in all my coursework. If I'd have not done exams, I would have got distinction in everything, which I pretty much did, but would have been a lot less stress because exams are not fun. So I did an extended diploma in health and social care, which is a BTEC. Loads of people, it's okay to call things a BTEC. Loads of people I know will refuse to say BTEC and be like, oh no, I'm doing an extended diploma. It's okay to call it a BTEC. You still get into the same place as other people. Like, I did not work very hard for this, for my grade, and I know people that work their ass off in, you know, maths, further maths and psychology or something to get to this uni. We're in the same place. Work smart, not hard. So I did mine with Pearson. I don't know if there are different like people that you do it with, but I'm assuming so because people did different stuff. So I have a list here of all of the units that I did. I'm going to tell you what I thought of them and how to kind of do the best in them. So I can't lie, I don't remember. Well, let's start with what I did in year 12 at the beginning. So we did unit 1, human lifespan development, which is an exam-based one. Then we did unit 2, working in health and social care. We did those in the January sitting. And then we did unit 4, research methods in health and social care. And we did that in the May sitting, or is it July? I think it's May. Then we did unit 5, unit 6, unit 7, unit 10, unit 12, and 20 in year 12, which is a lot. So there are 13 units in total. We did 9 of them in year 12. We did that mostly because the year 13s were very behind and we had to just keep going to get them up to speed, which was kind of helpful because it meant that we got everything done and year 13 was very easy. We did 4 units in year 13. Like, that's not hard at all. So I don't know if I've already mentioned, but loads of people get really upset when I say I did not find health and social care hard and I didn't think it was a lot of work. If you found it a lot of work, that's fine. But I'm talking about my experience. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the coursework is quite easy. The coursework is definitely more work than the exam-based unit, but less stressful, I would say. Like, our teacher would just kind of set us work and be like, right, by next Monday, have all of learning AMA done. Like, obviously, like, she'd go through it with us, but like, you know, it would be like, by this time, have this done, by this time, have this done. As in, we could get through a coursework unit in like 2 weeks if we wanted to. Like, our first unit took us like a month, and then after that, some of these we did in like 2-3 weeks because the year 13s like had to finish them and had to just leave. Like, they just had to get out and we had to just go at their pace. So for the coursework modules, how to like get a distinction in all of them. Basically, you can find the textbook online for a lot of these modules. If you Google, you know, health and social care unit 7, principles of safe practice, I think is what it was called, textbook PDF. I'm pretty sure it's online. I think the unit 5, the unit 12, unit 10, I think all of those textbooks are online. Not that the textbook is hugely helpful because it's honestly easier and quicker to do your own research. Like, you can find the textbook online, and it's kind of useful to just have it like on the left side of your screen and then have your coursework on the right side of your screen and just type it over. But sometimes it's honestly easier. You can just find some really good websites and just like reference it over quite quickly. Like for all of those year 12 modules, I can't lie, I didn't really know what I was doing at the beginning. I was like, I don't really know how to write health and social care coursework. Like a lot of people that were in that class had done it at level 2 and like a GCSE. So they were like, well, we know how to do it. I was like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I never did it before. And the thing is, you don't have to write academically. As in, if you've done like an A-level and you have to write an essay for that, you have to like, thus, subsequently, therefore, that kind of stuff. In this, you can literally say, I'm going to talk about this. I think this. Yeah, I hate it. Hate it. So basically, for that, you need to know how to reference for coursework. Literally just Google reference generator. I think our teacher didn't even like tell us what type of reference we had to use. I think we ended up using, was it Harvard referencing? I don't know. Google a reference generator, bookmark it, and just reference as you go. Do not save your references for the end, because the amount of references you will do is a lot. My coursework's ranged from about 80 to 150 pages, and I did at least 100 references per thing. And if I'd have saved all that to do at the end, oh, it would have taken me so long. But literally just as I went onto a website, I referenced it straight away. Like I wasn't gonna wait and then reference it later. I don't know if referencing actually gets you any marks or anything like that, but you need to reference, because if not, it's all plagiarism. So, you know, learn how to reference, save a reference generator, reference as you go, get it done. Then print the spec. You can find the spec online if you Google like BTEC Health and Social Care spec. I'm pretty sure you can find it straight away, like it's the first link or something. Literally just print out your page, have it as you go, and tick off what box you've done. So, you know, you're in C1, and like, basically you have like A, A1, A2, A3, right? Like, oh, A1 is pass, A2 is merit, A3 is distinction, that kind of thing, and tick off as you go. And make sure you include everything. Use it as a checklist. Like, I never made a checklist, I literally just like went on the spec, I was like, right, have I done duty of care? Yes, tick, done, move on. Like, each thing is kind of a paragraph. You can definitely be more concise, as I learned, like as you went through. Like in the first unit I did, which was unit 7, my coursework was like 150 pages. It didn't need to be that long. I mean, a lot of it was because we had to put in loads of random stuff that like wasn't on the spec. We just had to write about it for some reason. But like, as you go on, you learn how to be a lot more concise and just don't include rubbish. Like, you don't need pictures for a lot of things. And I know people would spend ages trying to find a nice picture, and I was like, no, it's not relevant. Like, I think, what's the last unit I did? I think the last unit I did was like unit 17, and that was like 50 pages. And it still got me a distinction. I reduced my work by like 60%, and I still got the same grade. Like, I know people in my class kind of thought of it as a competition. They're like, oh, how many references have you got? How many pages have you done? And at the beginning I was like, oh my god, I have to compete with them. And then by like the second or third module, I was like, well, we all get the same grade. Someone who does 40 pages and someone who does 200 end up with the same grade. So does anyone care how many pages you've written? No. If people in your class are trying to compete with you, just don't listen to them. Like, I don't know if that's like a thing in all health and social care classes, but our class was very competitive in page numbers. If you read up on duty of care and you can only say 2 paragraphs about it, fine. If someone else can do 2 pages on it, you're probably going to get the same grade because there's not that much you can say about it. So like, don't feel pressured to write loads, because you really don't have to. I know people that handed in like 30 pages and still got a distinction. But I'm pretty sure you also, like, you get feedback once from your teacher. Use it. Like, most of us in my class never really had feedback. But like, if you get feedback, look at your feedback. What has your teacher said? If your teacher said like you've not met, I don't know, AP1, have a look at your AP1, reread it, check if you've done everything. And I know it's really tedious, but reread your coursework. My coursework was like 200 pages. Did I reread it? No, I'm going to admit that right now. I skimmed through it. I didn't check anything. It still got me okay. Like, it still got me the grade, but don't risk it, because you can. It's not worth risking it. I can't say easy because people will bully me, but it's kind of easy to get the distinctions in all of your courseworks. So just, like, you know, follow the spec, check that you've ticked everything off in the spec. If you don't know what you're trying to write about, ask your teacher. Like, if you don't understand what the distinction is asking you, ask your teacher and they'll literally tell you. Like, they're allowed to tell you, it's their job. Then we have the exam-based assessments. So in year 12, I did Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 4. In January, we did Unit 1 and Unit 2. They're not particularly crazy hard exams. Unit 1 is kind of time pressured because you're like, it doesn't go in a nice order. Like Unit 2, you get a 2 marker, a 4 marker, a 6 marker, and an 8 marker, and then another set of 2, 4, 6, 8. Very easy. Like, you know what you're going to do. Unit 1, you know, you do a 6 marker, you turn the page, it's a 12 marker, you turn the page, it's a 2 marker, then it's another 12 and another 12. Like basically, I know in Unit 1, some people would like had about 10 minutes left and they turned over to the last page thinking it would be like, you know, a short one, and there was like 2 12 markers. So what I'm going to recommend for Unit 1, because you don't know how many marks it is, like there's no structure, just flick through it before you start. Like you've got plenty of time, you've got 90 minutes, and like the 2, 4, 6, 8 markers, like the short ones, don't take any time at all. Like spend your time on the 12s because they're actually important. So for those modules, get the revision guide, not the workbook. The workbook is rubbish. Don't waste your money on the workbook. Get the revision guide. It's like £5. You can get it secondhand as long as you have it, because basically some people say like use the textbook. Don't waste your time on the textbook. The revision guide says literally everything you need to know. If my teacher hadn't taught me and I'd just done the revision guide, I would have got the exact same grade, because the revision guide literally says everything. Like I would turn up to the exam with the revision guide, read it on the bus, I had the answers, I was done. Like it's very simple. Get the revision guide, read the revision guide, learn the revision guide like the back of your hand. It's very useful, it's very helpful. It says everything you need to know. Like it's written by the people who made the exams. That kind of means that it's going to have the exam content in it, and it's got more than enough content in it, and it's cheap. Absolutely buy it. Like I don't normally recommend like buying textbooks or anything like that. Like do not buy a textbook, do not buy the revision workbook, but get the revision guide. I will link it down below, but absolutely get it. Year 12 we did Unit 4, which is research methods, which is everyone's like least favourite one. I loved it because I do psychology, and it wasn't hard for me because I did psychology. Like it was just psychology. You can take 4 pages of notes. Take 4 pages of notes. I had literally my answers written down, and it was in like size 12 or 14. Like you're not allowed to analyse on your notes, but like, do they care? No. Like I literally read the article, and then like my thing wasn't analysis, but it was kind of an analysis. Like I would put like, oh, they used a longitudinal study, and then in italics I would be like plus, a positive, minus, a negative. You've got your answers. You've literally got your answers in front of you. You cannot mess it up unless you don't know how to answer the questions, which a lot of people did not know. So when you're in like, before you get into like your prep time, and then like your silent prep time, which is so tedious. We had like 12 hours prep time and I was done in like 2. It was awful. But before you get into that time, ask your teacher. Like ask your teacher, like what the hell, what does it mean by question 2? And the thing is, you know the questions before you go in. And you can read online answers and know exactly what they want you to say. Like, ask your teacher for the report from like the last semester, like the last set paper. I don't know if it's called the report, but like, you know, after they do a paper and they'll be like, oh, lots of students failed on question 1, lots of students did question 2 really well. Ask for that thing from your teacher. Read through that, have a look at what the like model answers did, and pretty much copy them. Yeah, you know, teachers would say don't copy them, but you've got the example. You can take in 4 pages of notes. Make your notes bullet points as well. Like, make your notes bullet points in order. Mine were all in order of how I was doing it. So I literally put like intro, and then my 3 definitions I was defining in my intro. And then I would put like P1, and then the statistic I was talking about in my paragraph 1, and why it was relevant. Literally just did that. So then I'm going to move on to year 13. In year 13 we did Unit 8, Public Health, Unit 14, Physiological Disorders, Unit 17, Dementia, oh, and Unit 3, Anatomy and Physiology, my favourite unit because it was so easy. I did biology, so it was very easy for me. And I mean, I did biology at A-level as well, like not like GCSE, everyone has to do GCSE biology. But if you did GCSE biology and you did higher level, it's the same as higher. It's nothing more than higher level biology at GCSE. If you did not do high level, read the revision guide. Honestly, like you don't have to understand what you're talking about, you just have to know the answers. Because the questions in health and social care are quite nice. Like I think the question in my paper was like, it discussed like heart disorders, which meant that if you didn't know all of them, you could just talk about like 2. Definitely for units 1, 2, 3 and 4, past papers, you can find them online very easily. Your teacher should have access to like all of the old ones. Do all the papers that you can do. Honestly, do them like 6 or 7 times. For like unit 3, I did like the same paper like 6 times. And like unit 3 was easy for me because I did biology. But if you didn't do biology, ask your teacher for some extra help, pay attention in the lessons, and maybe read the textbook. I'm going to say for unit 3 the textbook is actually helpful, but don't buy it. Your teacher should have a copy. Like just ask, can I borrow the textbook over the weekend? Scan in a couple of pages, you know, take pictures of the unit 3 pages and then give it back. Like basically for exam modules, revision guide. You need the revision guide. I'm going to tell you right now, buy the revision guide or borrow it from your school if they let you. Just absolutely have it with you, because that is all the content you need to know. Even if you don't understand what they're saying in the revision guide, read it regardless. Like just keep read it on the way to exam, you're fine. And with BTEC, you can resit the exam. If you fail unit 1 the first time, resit it. If you fail unit 2, resit it. Say you sit unit 1. Unit 1's out of 24 UMS points. If you get like 20 or above, don't resit it. Like, if you don't think your grade's going to improve, do not waste a resit. I wasted a resit on unit 1 when my grade was already fine. Like, I could have only gone up by like 2 UMS points. Why did I waste £30 on resitting an exam that my grade did not go up? It went so much further down because I was like, I don't care. Like, why would I revise for an exam I've already got a good grade in? So, coursework, learn how to reference. Find the textbooks online. Honestly, just like Google health and social care BTEC resources and you can probably find some stuff. Like some places will have free resources. Like TES is a website I found through doing health and social care because our teacher literally like printed out like bundles from there, and then like that was what we would use for our work. I don't know if this video will be relevant for different specs because I know some people like hand wrote their coursework, which is just, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But then also for coursework, like stick to your deadlines. You have a lot of time. For year 12, we had, well, the people just doing health and social care had a day off a week. In year 13, 2 days off a week. They had a 4-day weekend. They were off school more than they were in school. If you missed your deadlines, it's entirely on you. Entirely. I never missed a deadline and I was literally doing 12 hours more school time than them, than everyone else in like the health and social care class, because I was taking 2 extra subjects and an extra lesson. You have more than enough time to do your coursework. More than enough time. You can do your coursework in the library. You have free periods in sixth form. You do your coursework in lessons. You can do your coursework at lunch if you're that like bad. If you don't have a laptop at home, come to school a bit earlier, stay at school a bit later. I don't know if this video has even been slightly helpful or if this is just me just like getting angry. I hated my time doing health and social care. I think it was really useless. Do I regret doing it? Yes. Yeah, that's what I have to say. You know, it got me to the same place as everyone else, but it was just so unenjoyable for me. It was so boring. It was not academically stimulating enough for me at all. Like, I would come from a health and social care class, go into a biology class, and I would love it because it was actually difficult for me. And then I'd go back into a health and social care class and they'd be like, what does a doctor do? I'd be like, are you joking? Also, if you like find it hard, I'm not attacking you. And I'm not saying it's not hard. Like, if you haven't done a BTEC, don't even think about commenting because you've not done it. Like, you can't say if it's hard or not. If you have and you found it difficult, that's fine. Like, if you have and you didn't find it difficult, that's also fine. People work at different academic levels. Accept that and don't comment, don't like go in my comments and be like, oh my god, that's so rude that you found it easy. It's not. You're allowed to struggle, but you are also allowed to find it easy. So, here's my, I've just gone off on one. Here's my overall summary. So, for exam units, revision guide, you need it. You know the order of questions, like you pretty much know what kind of questions are going to come up. You can look at the past paper exams and see what came up last year or like last term and be like, well, that's not going to come up because it's probably not. You know, for unit 4, you can take your answers in with you. Take your answers in with you. For unit 3, just read the revision guide. For unit 1 and 2, read the revision guide. Ask your teacher if you don't understand anything, fine. Coursework, learn how to reference. Find the textbook online if you can. If not, honestly just like keep a checklist of the spec, tick off when you've done things, ask your teacher, stick to your deadlines. I don't know if this video was helpful. I hope it was in some way, shape or form. If it wasn't, that's fine. I just wanted to make this video because there's like no videos on health and social care, and I feel like I gave some tips. It could be helpful. It could be. It might not be, but it has potential. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. If you want any more health and social care content, you know, ask me down below. I'm not really sure what else I could do health and social care wise. Really, like I know for IB psychology there's loads of stuff I could do, but like I don't know if there's anything else I could talk about health and social care wise. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and good luck with your health and social care. This is